Vietnam Crypto Insights, and we are back, man, post-election. And guess what, man? The Bitcoin market and the crypto market has just went off the chain, man. It's been phenomenal, man. I really knew we was going to get a October pump. I knew we was going to get a post-election pump, but yeah, we didn't. I don't think a lot of people expected the pump to be this substantial, man. It's we've as soon as Trump was elected, like the markets just went crazy, man. I think we had the all-time high within like the next hour or two, which was pretty phenomenal, man. It looks at the market. Look at the market right now, man. This is incredible. Yeah, we're 70, almost 76,000. So it's teetered around. Ethereum at 29. I mean, yeah, everything just jumped anywhere from like 5 to 10%. Cardano surprised me. Of course, I'm not a really big fan of Cardano. But yeah, they jumped about 12% over the past 24 hours, 23% for the week. Wow. Dogecoin, 20% for the week. And one of my other favorite meme coins, the OG meme coin, Shiba, it jumped about 7% for the week. So yeah, we're this election thing, I tell you, Trump is actually one of the good things I could say about him. He's good for generating excitement, generating you know, enthusiasm for what he says. But I was just telling some of my friends last night. I said, when you know how to tell when Trump is lying? They said, how? His lips are moving. So I don't know if we're going to be. I don't know if he's going to do everything he says, man. Last time I was doing the check. Last time he was elected president, he actually only came through about on less than half of what he promised. So the key thing is what he has power to do, what he doesn't have power to do. Of course, he does have power to fire Gary Gensler, which I think that will be great. If he fires him on day one, I think the markets will even go more crazier because um, historically, Bitcoin has always did well quarter four after the halving. I've been saying that for months, and it's actually coming true. But going into quarter one of the following year, which would be January, which would actually be the time in which he'll be taking office, I think around January 6th, provided there's no more January 6th uprisings. But he should if he fires him on day one, man, that'd be great. We need to get rid of this guy, man. He actually ramped up his legal actions the past couple months, man. He went after Immutable X. He sent them a notice about a week and a half ago. Of course, they're one of the big platforms. I think they do NFTs as well, just like OpenSea. OpenSea got their notice that it was going to be sued by the SEC a couple months ago. I mean, he's just been ramping up the legal activity because he knows he's out the door. And I, yeah, we got to get rid of this guy, man. I really am so over this situation with him causing the uncertainty and the regular, he said before he got into office that, that he's got to wait on Congress to do anything, because there was no regulatory clarity on digital assets. But he went and made up his own stuff, which is why crypto.com sued him because they said that he's overreaching. But yeah, this guy couldn't lose his job soon enough, in my opinion. And it was a really good article about him and how quickly he can lose his job. I think that, like I said, hopefully it will be on day one. I'm hoping Trump keeps his word. Let's see. It says as soon as January 20th. It's not January 6th. It's January 20th, the day of the inauguration. So let's hope he gets out of there. As they said, he could resign before then because he knows he's out the door. Um, but yeah, they hopefully we get somebody in there with some pro crypto views. I will, everybody thought Gary Gensler was going to be bullish for the space, but he's obviously he's captured by the financial institutions that he's long been a part of. Him and his brother, they're from the traditional finance background. They're I think they're if they're not billionaires, they're close to billionaires. But these guys, man, they really don't have no love for crypto, man. They came in there. He's came in there with a pre-agenda to get rid of crypto, and all of the top crypto companies, Consensus, Crypto.com, OpenSea, Coinbase, Binance. I mean, all of them. I mean, he's went after all the big ones. So we can't get rid of him soon enough, man. One of the other big things, man, I think that's in the space that we really need to talk about, I think, is Trump's other plans, man. This guy is coming out with some really heavy-handed. He's coming out with some really heavy-handed promises, and like I said before, he didn't go through on a lot of his promises. I don't know if he's just saying stuff. I think part of his strategy, he says stuff people want to hear, which is, I think that's why he's successful, and the level of critical thinking in the U.S. is really not on the high level, so people just believe whatever he says, which is unfortunately, but it is what it is. Sometimes you got to play the cards as dealt. So, um, out of the good things that he says he's going to do, I think that the Gary Gensler thing is good. Of course, he doesn't have the power to legislate this strategic reserve. That's got to come out of the Congress. Um, so we shall see if that Bitcoin strategic reserve is actually going to come to fruition. That's not something he can't hash out himself as an executive in the government. Congress has that authority under the Constitution. So let's see if that works. Another thing that he's planning on doing, I don't know if this is going to be, I think this might actually help the crypto market, is that he plans on doing tariffs, like a big barrage of tariffs on Chinese goods, man. Now, China has actually been the boogeyman that he likes to say, like he says, he's always saying something negative about China, even though he actually gets stuff made in China. I think one of his kids, his daughter, had some of her goods made over there that she was selling in the U.S. So it's somewhat hypocritical, but we know that China is the manufacturer of the world right now. They produce a lot, man, and this is the result of capitalism. Capitalism. They want to see the. I had a mentor of mine a long time ago. Said, capitalistic systems are always going to seek out the least cost. So, in the late 70s, early 80s, and 90s, when a lot of the capitalists basically moved their manufacturing operations to China to get the lowest cost, cheapest labor. That actually caused a vacuum in the United States, which is why the United States has been on the decline. Now that they see that it's actually not, it's has bolstered China's economic power in the world. Now they seek to try to rebalance that with these tariffs, and that's actually what Trump has actually came in. One of the policies that he actually is promising to implement is a bunch of tariffs. But I think that that might not bode well. This is a little bit of what he was promising. So he's promising, I believe, tariffs on about 60% of the goods coming from China. The big problem with that, of course, is there's going to be increased costs for the consumers in America at a time when over 60% of the population is living paycheck to paycheck. Um, that's not good. Um, Another thing that is also not good about it is that it's going to result in a reduced consumer choice. And then China could also retaliate, and they could put tariffs on U.S. goods, which is not going to bode well for companies like Tesla, which I think Tesla is really, if they didn't have some of the battery systems and whatnot, there I think they would be out the door, because China really has the upper hand with their BYD product, their manufacturer, I should say, for their EV cars. And I think there's going to be an overall bad effect on global trade. I think crypto, though, I think it will benefit the crypto for those people that are still trying to get on board crypto. It will definitely have a positive net effect on you because you'll be outside of that mainstream system that's going to be under strain. So if you're invested in crypto, I think that will actually boost up crypto because people are going to want out of the dollar if things are going up. The financial situation in America is going in the toilet. And just to give you a synopsis of what happened, one of the last times that they one of the big major times in the U.S. where they did an increase in tariffs would, and it have to go back to 1930s. They had the Smoot-Hawley Act, Tariff Act of 1930, and they did the same thing. It wasn't in China, but they did this in 1930, and a lot of economists and historians actually said that the retaliatory measures from other countries, it actually significantly reduced the global trade and it resulted in the economic downturn. And a lot of people actually credit that for the Great Depression. So, it's not going to bode well for the overall economic environment in the US and the world if that does in fact take place with the 60% of Chinese goods being taxed. But if you're in crypto, you'll be well off. And if you're not in crypto, you better get in crypto because you're in a situation where the guys running the running the ship, and especially in the U.S., man, this steering the ship that's not listening to anybody. Just like the Titanic. You got the captain up there just going, steering and going, and people are saying, "Man, there's an iceberg up there," and he's not listening. So, yeah, just beware. Another consideration that comes into play when it concerns China is that China actually has taken over the mBridge. Now, the mBridge is a CBDC that is actually supposed to allow for multi-denomination currency payments inter-country. And so what happened was the Bank of International Settlements, which is the central bank of all central banks, they, I guess they were pressurized from the West to, back out of this project that was actually launched and started by China. Its technology is actually vastly superior in this respect. They have got a blockchain that actually allows for settlements, cross-border payments, multiple countries. So the BIS said, well, we don't want to do this because the sanctions issue that the West is bringing up, largely the Western authorities, Western bank, Western powers, they were like, okay, well, you guys can't set this up to be in effect because you're going to have Russia's going to go around the sanctions that we imposed upon it. So China said, okay, we'll take over. This is our project initially. And so I think that this bodes well for China, but also bodes well for crypto. And the reason why is because crypto is not constrained. They won't be constrained as much by the doubt. Now, China says it's going to follow the sanction rules, same sanction rules that are applicable to the BIS. But that remains to be seen. China and Russia has been cozying up quite a bit here the past couple of years. And China, you'll see China's leader and Russia's leader together cozying up different events, and they have a lot of bilateral relationships, bilateral trade deals. Of course, a lot of the banks in China are still scared to do any direct transactions, but I'm sure that they have some sort of intermediaries doing stuff. And it's actually came out quite a bit. There's a lot of intermediaries that are handling the transactions between China and Russia. So what net effect what that will be on the crypto industry is that as these payments start going, instead of the countries buying the dollar to buy the goods from another country, and they're using this mBridge. There's officially only about 9 members that are part of the BRICS, which includes China. There's about 30. I think there's 30 more applications pending. But these countries are of substantial wealth. When you combine India, Russia, China, South Africa, and these other countries, I mean, they're significantly. This global South is a significantly significant economic power when you combine what they have going on. And China's payments in yen have actually surpassed, I believe, the dollar, because they actually utilize a number of the super apps like WeChat Pay. I know in Africa they have the M-Pesa wallet in several countries that actually you can actually buy stuff with yen as well. So the payments in the yen have actually started surpassing the payments in the dollar. Now, if they utilize this mBridge system, it's going to make the yen even more a dominant force in the world. So what's going to happen here, and as it impacts crypto, is that people get away from the dollar and the hegemonic system that's set up to monitor, to control everything, and under that umbrella, you're going to see a lot of hedge against the devaluation of the dollar, and you might see a lot more money flowing into crypto because of that. The other thing is that they're going to actually, a lot of people are actually going to start seeing crypto as a store of value, not only as a hedge, but also a store of value. And you might see more governments even doing this, not just institutions and individuals, but you're going to see governments doing it. So, this is actually boding well from the space as well. So all of these policies, which may take a place, it remains to be seen under Trump. And this remains to be seen with the mBridge as well. But, all of these policies actually bode well. So 2025 could be a banner year for crypto. And it's time to get in. But yeah, I just wanted to make it short and sweet. I'm heading to Devcon next week, and we'll get a lot of interviews and a lot of insights and what's going on. I'm actually going to go to the super intelligence conference the day before Devcon as well. You're going to see Ocean Protocol, Singularity, DAO, some of the big AI crypto plays, man. And I'm going to get some more insights and information to share, because, when you're on the ground in places like this in Vietnam, Nigeria, India, Singapore, uh, Indonesia, Bali. I mean, these are the places where all the hot activity is with crypto, and you actually get to see things that are happening and get to see things in real life. It actually gives you a better perspective on what things are to come in this market. And so we'll be sharing all that stuff with you. Again, like and subscribe, and share this video, because we're going to be bringing you all the insights so that you can have an update on what is going on in the crypto space, so that you can actually know where to invest, know where not to invest, know the ins and outs of this market. Yeah, we'll be up in Bangkok next week. Everybody keep it coffee and crypto, and I'll be out in Bangkok next week talking to you.